Last week's developments in FX included new information we got from the UK involving the Ireland border. We're going to be talking about that today. And also, we had some pretty decent sized pullbacks on the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Let's roll the intro. Okay guys, what's up? Welcome back to another week of trading in FX. It's your head trader here, Cleveland Bishop, with the top traders. Excited to see what's going to go down this week. We don't have too much of a massive amounts of data coming in to the market. We do have GDP for the United States. There is a meeting with Draghi on Friday as well. And then there's also a meeting with the head of the central bankers over in the UK. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. And we're also going to be talking about what I alluded to earlier in the intro. All right, so guys, make sure you are subscribed. We're going to be pushing out a lot of content this week. We have a new member coming on board this week as well, who's going to be here in the office working with us. So make sure you guys stay subscribed so you guys can tune in to his introduction. Okay, and always like the video for your boy, I appreciate it. Okay, so we didn't see too much of a massive move involving all markets. We had a very strange amount of movement that came in on Friday, but that was just because that was an options expiration. Me and Kyler were sitting at our terminal seeing markets go absolutely insane with no data being pushed out, right? So we're reading the Dow Jones Newswire, and we're taking a look at some of the Bloomberg terminals that we have access to, and no one was saying anything. And we came to our own conclusion and realized that, oh wow, that was the options expiring, and so all the prices ended up pulling towards where those strikes were. Okay, we can talk more about option pricing if you guys know about that. But outside of that, there wasn't too much move. We did see a pretty decent sized pullback in the UK because of different things happening with the Ireland border, right? So interestingly enough, Brexit is going in such a way that is it's precarious, the positioning that those guys are in right now. Ireland wants a trade agreement basically that the UK doesn't, right? And the EU is basically saying, hey, look, you guys can't, leave the European Union and keep some of the benefits you had when you were associated with us and functioning as that one conglomerate, that one economic style state. Okay, so right now they're facing either the soft Brexit, which a lot of people don't even think exists, okay, or the hard Brexit, which is really looking like where they might be headed. The soft Brexit would entail free trade. It would entail immigrant rulings that the UK and Ireland doesn't want, but that the EU is instilling, right? Think about it. All the Syrian refugees are pouring into the European Union. They're sleeping on streets and stuff like that, which I guess a lot of people have problems with. They think there's the crime rates are going to get higher and all these different things. That was one of the earlier reasons why Brexit even happened. Okay, so we just have to figure out exactly and see, okay, many participants are pricing in a fairly negative Brexit here. Take a look. Brexit, June 2000 July 2016, and take a look where we are right now. We are still massively lower than where we previously were. And taking everything into account when it comes to GDP, when it comes to inflation, when retail sales, right? All these different metrics that we take a look at, unemployment, there hasn't been too much that has changed since before Brexit and after Brexit. So obviously there's still a lot of political risk and uncertainty priced into what is actually going to happen when this Brexit ruling actually cracks down, which is going to be March 2019. So many participants have been saying the same thing. The pound still severely undervalued at the moment, and any kind of positive implications that could come out of this is going to have that thing absolutely soar. So I am somewhat surprised to see the pullback that we've seen over the past few months or so. But as you guys know, we have somewhat had a little bit of a resurgence of capital pour back in up until what we saw last week. So we're going to keep an eye out on the pound, and every day we're monitoring anything happening when it comes to trade, and we can push that out to you guys, maybe via email or something along those lines. So if you click the link in the bio, you guys will be up to date as well. And we're actually coming out with this really cool new feature when you're part of the community. Is we're actually going to be sending out SMS messages straight to your phone. So the most massive implications that could happen in markets that we're eyeing 24/7, you're going to know about it as well. All right, so that's going to be in the link in the description. All right, so outside of the UK, we did see some moves last week when it comes to the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Okay, amazing. Check out the Euro AUD and the Euro NZD. Massive sell side. Remember, we were trying to buy these things, the Euro NZD and the Euro AUD to the upside, insinuating that we're going to get more weakness coming in from that Chinese trade war ordeal. And it actually, it technically worked out, but we only tested those highs again. All right, they pulled back quite dramatically. Then we ran up into structure, and then we just pulled off sell side just enormously. So we've seen a lot of increase in inflation in New Zealand and a decent amount of increase in inflation as well in Australia. And Australia's central bank, they like to follow along with what the US central bank does. So anytime we raise rates, Australia usually tries to go along and run with the pack. Okay, they don't want to be left behind, and they want to have some type of dominant force when it comes to their currency, when it comes to their bond market in general. All right, so we are going to probably see a rate hike if the US sees a rate hike, and we only have one more left, and that's going to come in December. Okay, so there's a lot of participants saying that the Australian dollar is at its wit's end when it comes to this weakness, and that we should see a tremendous amount of pressure come into the buy side on that Aussie dollar. It's actually, the Aussie dollar was one of Kyler's buy side ideas for the week he formulated on Sunday night, right? So that worked out pretty well. He's doing those formulations tonight as well, and he's going to be pushing that out to you guys, whoever is in the community, whoever has access to the economic calendar. And if you don't, click the link in the bio. All right, he's really good at what he does. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that. There might be some opportunities for some maybe breakdowns and some breakouts into structure. I don't know. All right, I'm not really understanding or anticipating a serious pullback that we could see on these moves, right? Because these were pretty large sell-offs. A pullback would be cool, but when you have these type of sentiment-driven markets, usually you see a lot of sell side coming on in, and that's when we'll be taking these breakouts. So we'll talk with Kyler tomorrow morning, and we'll get an idea as to what he thinks he's going to do, and we'll put it here on the channel and in the community as well. All right, so those are the two pairs, two currencies or three currencies, including the New Zealand dollar, that we've been keeping an eye out from a fundamental perspective. Now, obviously, everything is having some type of fundamental ordeal in some capacity, right? But these are ones that are what we coin as pressing issues, and pressing issues are fundamental events that could spark markets anytime this week, today, or whatever it is. And those are the kind of moves that we want to try and ride. All right. Outside of those issues, there are some smaller things happening, things happening with Japan, things happening with the United States. Okay. And we're going to be keeping an eye on those, but those developments don't come until later this week. We have a GDP number coming out for the US on Friday. We'll be talking about that maybe on Wednesday. Okay, so make sure you guys stick around for that as well. Okay, so that's what we're looking at fundamentally. Not too much this week. We really want to see how last week set us up to potentially continue these moves, whether it's pound weakness or whether it's continuing to see this Aussie New Zealand strength. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about the technicals, and we're going to get a little bit better of an in-picture view of what exactly it is that we could potentially have in terms of an opportunity. All right, so guys, make sure you are subbed, like the video for your boy. All right, I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow in regards to the technical view. Okay, if you guys have any questions, put them down below. I'll talk to you guys real soon.